Hi, my name is Kelly Tunstall, and I am an artist, a painter, and mom. I live in San Francisco. Today I'm reading from Rad American Women A-Z, written by Kate Schatz and illustrated by Miriam Kleinstall. And I've chosen Virginia Apgar. Virginia is for Virginia. Virginia Apgar, whose invention saves lives every single day. Virginia Apgar grew up in a creative household. She played violin and cello and spent time doing experiments with her science-loving dad. But there was sadness in the home too. Virginia's oldest brother died of tuberculosis, and another brother suffered from chronic illnesses. This made Virginia determined to become a doctor. With the help of several scholarships, she went to college where she played violin and cello in the orchestra and studied zoology. Virginia decided she wanted to be a surgeon, which was very rare for a woman at the time. The Great Depression was just beginning, and even though Virginia graduated from medical school at the top of her class, she struggled to find work. Even male surgeons had a hard time getting jobs during the Depression, but it was much harder for a young woman. So Dr. Apgar transferred to a new medical field called anesthesiology. Anesthesiologists are trained to give patients anesthetics which numb the pain of medical procedures like surgery. Virginia became especially interested in working with babies and women who were giving birth, and she studied the effects of anesthesia on newborn infants and their mothers. This resulted in her most important invention, the Apgar score, a simple but important method of evaluating the health of a new baby. 1 minute after birth, doctors and nurses evaluate and score the infant's breathing, heart rate, muscle tone, reflexes, and overall appearance. They do this again 5 minutes later. The results are added up. A low Apgar score means that the baby needs help, and a high Apgar score means the baby is healthy. The practice quickly caught on, and now it is used all over the world. Through her research, Virginia also discovered that the kind of anesthesia usually given to mothers during labor was unsafe, and thanks to her, doctors stopped using it. It's been said that Dr. Virginia Apgar has done more to improve the health of mothers, babies, and unborn infants than anyone else in the 20th century. She went on to become the very first professor of anesthesiology in the United States and is considered a pioneer in many medical fields. American Women, Rad American Women A-Z. Well, having had two sons myself, I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, I was familiar with the term and the test, so that attracted me to the name, and I had no idea that it was a woman or anything, about the history or background of that particular test. It's just, you give birth and you take the baby immediately to these tests, and it's really super interesting, and they just go through like a battery, and they can retest. My children were fine and healthy, but it's always, good that someone's there just with these like meters along the way. It's these things you take for granted that maybe weren't there. And so a woman developed it, and now I know something a little bit more about that process. Rad women. Well, I would say follow that inside voice, follow your first thought. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to do the first thing that comes to you without thinking, but it's good to be able to trust your guts, and if you start poking holes in too much, then you continue to do that. But I feel like that's been part of my process for getting to do what I do every day and what I want to do every day. That self-fulfilling art thing is such a beautiful place to be, and I feel really lucky. So,